Beloved, before the sun rises over your worries, and before the noise of this world claims your attention, I am already here. I am the one who laid the foundations of the earth, who set the seas in their place, who formed the morning light that now touches your window. The earth is mine, and everything in it, including you. Today, I call you to lift your eyes above fear, above distraction, above yesterday's burdens. Lift up your head, for I am the King of glory, and I desire to enter the gates of your heart. Do not begin this day carrying what I have already conquered. Open your life to me, and watch how my presence transforms your ordinary moments into holy ground. From the first breath you take this morning, know this truth: the earth is mine, and everything within it. The ground beneath your feet, the air filling your lungs, the opportunities and challenges waiting before you, they all exist under my sovereign hand. Nothing you will face today surprises me. Nothing stands outside my authority. When you awaken to this reality, anxiety begins to lose its grip, because you understand that your life is not ruled by chance, not driven by fear, not controlled by circumstances, but held securely in my eternal purpose. I am the one who founded the earth upon the seas and established it upon the waters. Long before your first worry formed in your mind, I was shaping history with wisdom and power. When storms rise in your life, remember that I am the Creator who commands the winds and sets boundaries for the waves. When responsibilities feel heavy, remember that the world you are trying to manage already belongs to me. You were never meant to carry what only I can sustain. As you step into this day, release the illusion of control. You strive, you plan, you calculate outcomes. Yet I am the one who directs your steps. Trusting my sovereignty does not mean passivity, it means confidence. It means working diligently while resting deeply in the knowledge that I am guiding the outcome. It means speaking with courage, because you know I hold authority over every conversation. It means moving forward even when clarity seems distant, because my wisdom surrounds you. When you recognize that the earth is mine, comparison loses its power over you. What I have appointed for another is not your portion, and what I have prepared for you cannot be stolen. Jealousy fades when you trust my ownership. Fear diminishes when you understand my rule. The promotion you seek, the breakthrough you desire, the healing you long for, all remain within my domain. Nothing is beyond my reach. You often wake up thinking the day belongs to your schedule, your deadlines, your responsibilities. But this day is mine. I have written its hours before you lived them. I have woven divine appointments into ordinary routines. Even interruptions can become instruments of my purpose. When you surrender your timeline to me, frustration gives way to expectancy. You begin to look for my hand in small details, the unexpected phone call, the delay that protects you, the conversation that shifts your perspective. Understand this: my sovereignty is not distant or cold. It is personal. I do not rule the universe as a detached force. I govern as a loving father. My authority works for your good. I see the pressures pressing against you. I know the silent concerns you carry about your family, your finances, your future. When you acknowledge that all belongs to me, you place those concerns back into the hands that formed galaxies. You remember that I am capable of handling what overwhelms you. Today, let my ownership reshape your mindset. Instead of saying, "I must figure this out alone," say, "The Lord reigns over this." Instead of thinking, "This situation is too complicated," remember that I design complexity and unravel it with ease. Instead of fearing what others may decide, trust the one who ultimately holds authority over hearts and outcomes. My sovereignty does not remove your responsibility, but it relieves you of ultimate control. As you walk into your workplace, your home, your school, or wherever this day leads, carry the awareness that you step onto ground that belongs to me. The room you enter is mine. The people you encounter are known by me. The challenges that arise are under my command. This awareness changes how you speak. It changes how you respond to conflict. It changes how you handle disappointment. You begin to act not as someone scrambling for stability, but as someone anchored in divine authority. When unexpected difficulties appear, do not panic. Ask yourself, is this outside my Creator's power? The answer will always be no. If I set the foundations of the earth, I can steady your shaking heart. If I establish the seas, I can calm the turbulence within your mind. If I sustain the universe, I can sustain you through one demanding day. My sovereignty also invites gratitude. When you see beauty in the morning sky, when you experience kindness from another, when provision arrives at the right time, recognize my hand. Gratitude grows naturally when you understand that everything flows from my ownership. Even lessons born through hardship carry my design. I waste nothing in your life. Every victory and every trial can serve my greater purpose. Do not divide your life into sacred and ordinary. Because the earth is mine, every moment holds potential for my glory. Washing dishes, answering emails, caring for children, studying for exams, none of these are insignificant when offered to me. I dwell not only in temples but in surrendered hearts. When you dedicate your tasks to me, the mundane becomes meaningful. Release the fear of scarcity. The resources of this world belong to me. I am not limited by economic trends or human systems. When doors seem closed, remember that I am the one who opens and no one can shut. When opportunities seem delayed, trust that my timing aligns with your ultimate good. You see a fragment, I see the whole. You measure by days, I work across generations. Let this truth anchor you. You are not at the mercy of chaos. You are under the reign of the King of Glory. The same power that sustains the universe watches over your path. When you feel small, remember that you are held by the One who measures the waters in the hollow of his hand. When you feel uncertain, remember that I know the end from the beginning. Begin this day not with dread but with declaration. Declare that it belongs to me. Declare that your life rests in my hands. Declare that no circumstance outranks my authority. Speak confidence over your tasks. Speak peace over your home. Speak faith over your future. As you align your thoughts with my sovereignty, your heart steadies. When distractions try to pull you into worry, return to this foundation: the earth is the Lord's. Say it until it reshapes your perspective. Say it until fear loosens its grip. Say it until faith rises within you. Let it guide your decisions. Let it calm your reactions. Let it fuel your courage. Today, I invite you to walk aware of who governs your life. Not the opinions of others, not the unpredictability of events, not the weight of past mistakes. I reign. My rule is firm. My authority is righteous. My intentions toward you are filled with hope. Stand firm in this truth as you move forward. Let confidence replace hesitation. Let peace quiet anxiety. Let trust overshadow doubt. The day ahead unfolds under my watchful eye, within my sovereign design. Sustained by my unchanging power, who may ascend my holy hill? Who may stand in my presence? This is not a question meant to push you away, but one designed to draw you closer. I am not asking for perfection born of human effort. I am calling you into alignment with my heart. To ascend is to rise above the patterns of this world. To stand before me is to live consciously aware that your life unfolds under my gaze. I desire clean hands and a pure heart, not rituals without sincerity, not outward religion without inward transformation, but a life shaped by integrity and truth. Clean hands speak of your actions. They reflect what you choose when no one is watching, how you respond when pressure rises, how you treat those who cannot repay you. Every decision you make leaves an imprint on your soul. When you act with honesty, when you refuse deceit, when you turn from what corrupts, your hands become instruments of righteousness. I see the quiet battles you fight, the temptation to compromise, the urge to retaliate, the subtle invitations to cut corners. Each time you choose integrity, you step closer to my presence. A pure heart goes deeper than behavior. It touches motives, desires, and intentions. You can perform noble deeds while carrying pride within. You can speak kind words while harboring resentment. I look beyond appearances into the hidden chambers of your spirit. I search the places where envy hides, where unforgiveness lingers, where selfish ambition tries to take root. I do not expose these areas to shame you, but to heal you. Purity begins when you allow my light to shine into what you would rather keep concealed. You cannot cleanse yourself by willpower alone. The pursuit of clean hands and a pure heart begins with surrender. When you come before me honestly, without excuses, without masks, I begin my refining work. I wash what you cannot wash. I soften what has grown hard. I untangle what has become twisted. But you must be willing to let me work. You must be willing to lay down pride, to release bitterness, to confess where you have wandered. Ascending my hill is not a single moment, it is a daily posture. Each morning presents choices. Will you feed resentment or extend grace? Will you nurture lust or guard your thoughts? Will you speak life or spread negativity? Small decisions accumulate. They shape your spiritual altitude. When you choose what honors me, you rise. When you indulge what diminishes your soul, you descend. The direction of your heart matters more than flawless performance. Consider the words you speak today. Words have weight. They can build or break, heal or wound. Clean hands must be accompanied by clean speech. Refuse gossip. Refuse slander. Refuse to magnify problems without inviting my wisdom into them. Let your mouth become a channel of encouragement and truth. When your speech aligns with my character, your heart becomes clearer. Guard your thoughts. What you allow to dwell in your mind will eventually shape your actions. Do not entertain fantasies that distance you from my holiness. Do not replay offenses until they grow into bitterness. Bring every thought into alignment with my truth. When anxiety whispers lies, counter it with my promises. When temptation paints sin as harmless, remember its hidden cost. Purity is protected in the mind before it is expressed in behavior. Clean hands also involve how you steward what I have entrusted to you. Your time, your finances, your relationships, all reveal the state of your heart. Do you use them selfishly, or do you seek to reflect my generosity? Do you exploit others for personal gain, or do you act with fairness and compassion? Integrity is not selective. It must permeate every area of your life. If you stumble, do not hide from me. Running from my presence deepens distance, but turning toward me restores intimacy. Confession is not humiliation, it is liberation. When you acknowledge your wrongdoing, you invite my mercy to cover you. I am faithful to forgive and to cleanse. Shame tells you to withdraw. My grace calls you forward. Do not let failure convince you that you cannot ascend again. A pure heart is undivided. It does not chase idols while claiming devotion to me. Examine what competes for your ultimate affection. Is it status, approval, comfort, control? Anything you elevate above me becomes a barrier to deeper communion. I will not share my throne within your heart. Yet, when you place me first, everything else finds its proper order. Your ambitions become healthier. Your relationships become steadier. Your desires become refined. Humility opens the path upward. Pride resists correction and justifies wrongdoing. Humility listens. It receives conviction without defensiveness. It welcomes growth. When I nudge your conscience, respond quickly. Delayed obedience hardens the heart. Immediate surrender keeps it tender. The more sensitive you become to my spirit, the more natural purity will feel. You live in a world that celebrates compromise and mocks holiness. Do not be shaped by its standards. My ways may seem narrow, but they lead to life. I do not restrict you to diminish joy, I guide you to protect it. Sin promises freedom but delivers bondage. Obedience may require sacrifice, but it births peace. Trust that my commands are expressions of love. As you interact with others today, reflect my character. Show patience when irritation rises. Offer forgiveness when wronged. Act justly even if it costs you. These are not small gestures, they are steps toward my holy hill. Every moment presents an opportunity to embody my righteousness. Do not underestimate the power of consistent faithfulness in ordinary situations. Examine your worship. Do you seek me for who I am, or only for what I can give? A pure heart delights in my presence beyond answered prayers. It longs for relationship, not merely relief. When you worship me in spirit and truth, your motives align with heaven. Desire me more than blessings, and blessings will no longer control you. Let gratitude cleanse your perspective. Complaining clouds the heart. Gratitude clarifies it. When you thank me for what you have, envy loses strength. When you recognize my provision, greed weakens. Thanksgiving guards purity by reminding you that I am enough. Remain vigilant. The pursuit of holiness is not passive. Temptation rarely announces itself loudly, it whispers subtly. Stay alert. Surround yourself with truth. Fill your environment with influences that strengthen, not erode, your convictions. What you consume shapes who you become. When you feel weary in this pursuit, remember that you do not climb alone. My spirit empowers you. I do not demand righteousness without supplying grace. Lean on me in moments of weakness. Call on me when desire feels overwhelming. I am near. I provide strength beyond your own. The reward of clean hands and a pure heart is intimacy. To stand in my presence is not merely to survive judgment, but to experience communion. It is to sense my guidance more clearly. It is to walk with confidence unburdened by hidden guilt. It is to carry peace that the world cannot manufacture. This closeness cannot be purchased or performed into existence. It flows from sincerity and surrender. As you move through this day, let your life answer the question, who may ascend? Let your choices testify that you seek my ways. Let your thoughts reflect alignment with my truth. Let your actions demonstrate reverence for my holiness. Each obedient step lifts you higher. Each surrendered desire clears your vision. Each act of integrity strengthens your foundation. I am not looking for flawless performance, but for faithful pursuit. When your heart leans toward me, I draw near. When you hunger for righteousness, I satisfy. When you thirst for purity, I refresh. Do not settle for shallow devotion. Press deeper. Invite me to examine every corner of your life. Allow my refining fire to shape you. Today, choose alignment over convenience. Choose truth over comfort. Choose humility over pride. Let your hands reflect honesty. Let your heart reflect sincerity. Ascend with confidence born not from self-righteousness, but from my transforming grace. Walk aware that I see you, that I guide you, that I strengthen you to live in a way worthy of my presence. Keep climbing. Keep surrendering. Keep seeking my face with undivided devotion. Lift up your heads, O you gates. Be lifted up, you ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. I speak not to walls of stone or hinges of wood, but to the entrances of your heart. There are chambers within you that have remained closed, rooms sealed by disappointment, doors reinforced by fear, gates barred by pride. I stand before them this morning, not as a stranger forcing entry, but as your rightful king inviting welcome. I do not break down doors that you refuse to open, yet I call to you with authority and love lift them up. Some gates have been lowered by wariness. Life has pressed against you with repeated blows, and you have responded by narrowing access. You guard yourself from hope because hope once felt fragile. You silence expectation because expectation once led to pain. Yet I did not create your heart to live in defensive confinement. I created it as a dwelling place for my presence. When you shut out possibility, you also restrict my movement within you. Lift up those weary gates. Let me breathe courage where exhaustion has settled. There are ancient doors, old patterns of thinking, inherited fears, long-standing beliefs about yourself that do not reflect my truth. You have carried them for years, assuming they are permanent fixtures. Voices from your past echo within those halls, telling you that you are inadequate, unseen, unworthy. But I am the King of glory, and my voice overrides every false narrative. If you will raise those doors, I will enter with truth that dismantles lies. I will reshape the way you see yourself, not through flattery, but through divine identity. To lift up your gates is an act of surrender. It is admitting that you cannot rule your own life effectively without me. It is relinquishing control over outcomes you were never meant to master. Pride prefers locked doors because pride fears vulnerability. But humility understands that openness invites transformation. When you open to me, you are not exposed to harm, you are positioned for healing. My presence does not exploit weakness, it strengthens it. You may ask, what does it mean to open practically? It means inviting me into your decisions before you finalize them. It means pausing to seek my wisdom instead of reacting impulsively. It means allowing my word to challenge your assumptions. It means welcoming conviction rather than resisting it. Each time you choose consultation over independence, a gate rises. There are emotional gates you have sealed, areas of grief you have avoided revisiting, wounds you have buried beneath distraction. You fear that if those doors open, the pain will overwhelm you. Yet I am not intimidated by your sorrow. I am the healer of broken hearts. When you lift those gates to me, I do not magnify the pain, I meet you within it. I bring comfort that does not dismiss your tears but redeems them. I restore what seemed permanently fractured. Relational gates often remain guarded. Trust has been betrayed. Words have cut deeply. You have responded by building higher walls. I understand the instinct to protect, but isolation was never my design for you. When I enter your gates, I teach you discernment without bitterness. I show you how to forgive without surrendering wisdom. I soften your heart without making it naive. My presence enables you to love with strength rather than fear. Spiritual gates sometimes lower gradually, almost unnoticed. Distraction replaces devotion. Business crowds out intimacy. Entertainment substitutes for encounter. The doors do not slam shut, they slowly drift downward. I call you today to raise them intentionally, reclaim moments of stillness, prioritize communion, invite my spirit to fill spaces that have grown quiet. When you deliberately welcome me, my glory reshapes your atmosphere. Understand who stands at your gates. I am not merely a helper offering advice. I am the King of glory, strong and mighty, mighty in battle. I have defeated powers that once held humanity captive. I have overcome sin, conquered death, triumphed over darkness. There is no enemy you face that I have not already overcome. When I enter your life fully, I do not coexist with chaos. I bring order. I do not negotiate with fear. I dispel it. I do not bow to anxiety. I command peace. You may hesitate because you fear change. If I enter as king, adjustments will follow. Habits may shift. Priorities may realign. Certain attachments may loosen. But what I remove cannot compare to what I release. My rule does not diminish you. It liberates you. My authority does not suppress your personality. It refines it. When I reign within you, you become more fully who I created you to be. Lift up the gate of your mind. Allow me to govern your thoughts. Stop replaying scenarios that fuel dread. Stop magnifying uncertainties that have not occurred. Invite me to sit upon the throne of your reasoning. When anxious thoughts attempt to dominate, submit them to my truth. My peace will guard your mind like a vigilant sentinel. Lift up the gate of your ambitions. Surrender your dreams to me without fear that I will discard them carelessly. I am the one who placed desires within you. When aligned with my purpose, your aspirations flourish with deeper meaning. When driven solely by ego, they exhaust you. Let me purify your motivations so that success does not become your master, but your instrument. Lift up the gate of your time. Offer me your schedule rather than squeezing me into leftover moments. Invite me into your routines, your meetings, your errands. When I occupy your calendar, even mundane tasks become opportunities for grace. My presence transforms obligation into calling. Lift up the gate of your resources. Trust me with what you possess. Generosity reflects confidence in my provision. When you cling tightly to what you have, scarcity governs you. When you open your hands, abundance flows, not always in material increase, but in spiritual richness and relational depth. The ancient cry echoes again, "Who is this King of glory?" It is I, the Lord strong and mighty. I do not enter timidly. My glory carries weight. It confronts compromise. It illuminates hidden corners. It strengthens what aligns with me and dismantles what opposes my will. When my glory fills your heart, lesser desires fade. Petty arguments lose importance. Eternal perspective sharpens. Do not delay in lifting your gates. Partial openness leads to partial transformation. I seek full access. Not because I lack knowledge of your interior, but because relationship requires invitation. I honor your will. I wait for your consent. Yet my call remains persistent, loving, unwavering. As you move through this day, remain conscious of your gates. Notice when they begin to lower in response to stress. Notice when cynicism attempts to close them. Notice when distraction pulls them downward. In those moments, choose deliberately to raise them again. Whisper a prayer. Recall my promises. Reaffirm your trust. Keep the entrance open. When I dwell within you as king, courage replaces timidity. Purpose clarifies confusion. Hope rises where despair once lingered. You carry my presence into every environment. The atmosphere shifts because you have welcomed me. Others sense peace without understanding its source. Light radiates quietly but unmistakably. Lift up your heads. Do not live bowed by shame. I have redeemed you. Do not shrink under past failures. I have restored you. Do not approach the day as though defeat defines you. My victory stands over your life. Stand tall, not in arrogance, but in confidence rooted in my reign. The gates of your heart were designed for glory. They were crafted to open wide, to host my spirit, to reflect my character. Do not reduce them to narrow passages shaped by fear. Expand them with faith. Strengthen them with truth. Raise them with expectation. Let every part of you declare readiness for my rule. Let every thought, every desire, every decision align with the reality that the King of Glory seeks entrance, and that his presence within you changes everything around you. Who is this King of Glory? I am the Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. I am not a distant ruler observing from afar. I am the victorious King who steps into your battles, who stands in the midst of your struggles, who confronts what threatens you with unmatched authority. When you walk under my mighty presence, you do not walk alone, and you do not walk defenseless. My strength surrounds you like a shield. My power goes before you like a consuming fire. You often measure your day by visible challenges, deadlines, conflicts, uncertainties, opposition. But there are battles beneath the surface, spiritual pressures, unseen discouragement, subtle temptations that seek to weaken your resolve. I see them all. I know where resistance waits. I know where fear attempts to whisper defeat before you even begin. Yet I declare over you that I am mighty in battle. No force of darkness rivals my authority. No scheme formed against you escapes my awareness. When you recognize me as King of Glory, your posture changes. You stop approaching life as though everything depends on your limited strength. You begin to move with confidence rooted in my unlimited power. This does not make you reckless, it makes you steady. You face opposition without panic because you know the outcome is not determined solely by your ability, but by my sovereignty and might. There will be moments today when challenges arise suddenly. Words may be spoken against you. Plans may not unfold as expected. Opportunities may seem delayed. In those moments, remember who walks with you. I am not intimidated by resistance. I do not retreat at the sight of adversity. I engage it. I confront it. I overcome it. When you invite my presence into your battles, fear loses its authority over your heart. Walking in victory does not mean you will never encounter struggle. It means struggle will not define or defeat you. Victory is not the absence of conflict. It is the assurance of triumph through my power. When I fight for you, the battle shifts. Even when outcomes take time, my hand is at work. Even when progress seems hidden, my strategy unfolds beyond your sight. You may feel outnumbered in certain areas of your life. Perhaps pressures from work weigh heavily. Perhaps relational tensions exhaust you. Perhaps internal doubts question your calling. Hear me clearly. I am greater than every opposing force. When you align yourself under my reign, you step into a realm where victory is anchored in my character. I do not lose battles. I do not abandon those who trust me. Let my mighty presence shape your reactions. When anger tries to rise, pause and remember that I am your defender. You do not need to fight every argument. When insecurity tempts you to prove yourself, recall that I am your validation. You do not need to grasp for approval. When anxiety urges you to control every detail, remember that I am the King who governs outcomes. Release what you cannot manage and rest in my authority. My strength is not harsh or oppressive. It is purposeful. It is righteous. I do not use power to dominate you. I use it to protect and empower you. Under my rule, you discover resilience you did not know you possessed. You endure pressures that once would have broken you. You speak with courage where silence once ruled. You stand firm where compromise once seemed easier. There are battles within you as well, habits you are trying to overcome, thoughts you are striving to renew, patterns you long to break. Do not attempt these fights alone. Invite my might into your weakness. I specialize in transforming what appears immovable. When you feel the pull of old temptations, call upon my strength. When discouragement whispers that change is impossible, counter it with the truth of my power. I am mighty in battle, even within the hidden struggles of your soul. As you move through your environment, carry the awareness of my glory. Glory is the weight of my presence, the tangible reality of who I am. When you walk conscious of my nearness, your perspective shifts. You no longer interpret challenges as threats to your survival, but as opportunities for my power to be revealed. You begin to ask not, "How will I handle this?" but, "How will my king demonstrate his strength here?" Victory under my presence also requires trust. There will be times when my strategy differs from your expectation. I may ask you to wait when you want to act. I may instruct you to forgive when you want justice. I may guide you toward humility when pride demands recognition. Trust that my ways secure deeper triumph than immediate gratification. Obedience positions you for victories that endure beyond temporary satisfaction. Do not confuse loudness with power. My might is often displayed in quiet confidence. While others panic, you can remain steady. While others retaliate, you can respond with measured grace. This composure is not weakness. It is evidence that you know who reigns over your life. My strength enables you to remain anchored when circumstances fluctuate. Remember that you represent my kingdom wherever you go. When you act with integrity, you display my righteousness. When you show mercy, you reflect my compassion. When you stand for truth, you manifest my authority. Walking in victory is not merely about personal success. It is about revealing my character through your life. Your confidence under pressure becomes testimony that the King of Glory reigns. There will be moments when the battle feels prolonged. Do not interpret delay as defeat. Some victories unfold gradually, shaping your character in the process. Endurance builds spiritual muscle. Patience deepens trust. As you persist under my presence, you grow stronger. You learn to rely on me more fully. You discover that true victory includes transformation within, not just resolution without. When doubt questions whether I am truly with you, look back at past deliverances. Recall how I sustained you before. Remember how doors opened unexpectedly, how strength arrived at critical moments, how peace settled over chaos. These were not coincidences. They were demonstrations of my mighty hand. Let memory fuel present faith. Lift your eyes beyond visible circumstances. There is more happening than you perceive. I orchestrate outcomes across timelines you cannot see. What appears like setback may be strategic repositioning. What feels like opposition may refine your focus. Trust that I waste nothing. Every battle surrendered to me becomes part of a larger victory story. Stand firm in truth today. Declare that you are not fighting for victory, but from victory. I have already secured the ultimate triumph. My resurrection power speaks over your life. Darkness cannot overpower my light. Death could not hold me, therefore fear cannot hold you. Walk with this awareness embedded in your spirit. When fatigue tries to settle over you, draw from my strength. You are not limited to your own reserves. Pray, and I will renew you. Worship, and I will refresh you. Trust, and I will fortify you. My presence is not symbolic, it is active. It energizes, equips, and empowers. Do not shrink back from challenges assigned to you. If I have called you to a task, I have also provided the authority to fulfill it. Step forward boldly, not in arrogance, but in assurance. The King of Glory goes before you. The Lord mighty in battle stands beside you. The Spirit of power dwells within you. Let this reality define how you think, how you speak, how you act. As you navigate this day, remain conscious of my throne established in your heart. Let no rival claim it. Let no fear dethrone me. Let no distraction diminish my rule. Keep your focus aligned with my supremacy. Walk steadily, speak confidently, love courageously. Carry my glory into every interaction. Advance without hesitation, knowing that my mighty presence surrounds you, strengthens you, defends you, and leads you forward in unshakable victory.